104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning, Houston, Texas. It is Thursday, October 24th of 2024, and it's Roula, Ryan, Eric, and Sam. Special K is out, and that was my anniversary song, or my wedding day song, because today's my anniversary.
Yay! Happy anniversary, happy anniversary, happy anniversary.
15 years. My
Holy
husband's at home.
cow.
Can you listen to me 15 years? 15, y'all.
Wow.
1-5.
I just remember because
That's crazy.
15 years ago on this day, I hated my haircut.
You
What?
hated your haircut at the wedding?
You got a haircut the day of my wedding?
The day before.
That's a risky thing. You never do a haircut right before
I
a
just remember
big
seeing the
event.
photos like,
Funny.
what the hell?
Yeah.
Really?
I think I'm bald.
You always got to go
Just
a week
felt too
out.
short.
Yeah, go
Oh my
a week out
gosh.
before the event.
I got
'cause it's got
photos
time.
like Phoenix, all of us outside
Yeah.
waiting to go in the church.
Yeah, that was fun.
But I think that was only in your head because you look fine. There was nothing wrong with you. I remember
No,
that
I just-
But
wedding.
he knows.
But like a short haircut. Like,
you know,
To
like,
you, it wasn't your comfort.
yeah, it wasn't my
right.
wasn't the haircut I wanted to celebrate
Yeah.
her big day.
And you know, it's funny because
no.
when you're part of somebody's wedding, you know, of course you think about how you're going to look and how all this. And my sister, every time I look at this one wedding picture of our friend's wedding, I just remember how much my sister hated her hair as a bridesmaid.
Oh, yeah.
Because the hair person did all the bridesmaids' hair the exact same way, and that's not how she wears it. And she was just so annoyed the whole wedding because she's like, "This is not how I wear my hair." It's like a big deal. You want to be comfortable and you feel good. But yes, today is my anniversary. Happy anniversary to all the October 24 weddings. That was a Saturday in Houston in 2009. So anybody celebrating today, which I think Nurse Beth also has my anniversary. She's a loyal listener of the Roula and Ryan Show. Nurse Beth. Nurse Beth, is it your anniversary today or am I remembering this wrong? Happy anniversary to you too. And your husband. And my
can look
husband's
it up.
always awake at this time.
We're Facebook friends.
Oh, look it up and see if it's Nurse Beth's wedding anniversary.
Didn't she come to all of our road shows?
She
and her
did.
and her
She
husband?
did.
Have you noticed, though,
Built her
on
way up from just starting out as like when we started our career.
Oh yeah,
started
now
her
she's like
career.
a charge nurse or something.
Yeah,
She's
that
like
is a cool
totally run up the
feeling.
ladder. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
watching them grow.
Yeah. And also, that was a song that Phoenix and Special K, that was their gift to us because, you know, they performed it at the wedding reception. At the time, we had an intern named Shadow. His nickname was Shadow. And I don't know if that was his nickname or he liked to go by that DJ Shadow.
I think that was his
DJ
moniker.
That was his moniker. And he produced that song. That song is 15 years old. And since then, that song has been redone so many times for so many other couples that Kevin and Phoenix did the wedding songs for. And his joke was, oh man, yours was like the original, like, you know, raw one.
Prototype.
It's come way far from that.
Yeah, they made a lot of money off
And
that.
I'm like, I want to know what it sounds like in the.
I don't think the
I don't know
Black
what you're
Eyed
talking
Peas know
about.
that.
Actually, I told Fergie about this song when they came to the rodeo and I interviewed the Black Eyed Peas. I told her, I think it was probably like I was only married a year or two when the Black Eyed Peas came, and I told her about this song. She thought it was really cute. And then I was thinking, oh, she's probably like, wait, do I get rights from that? No, you don't. It's fine.
yeah,
I guess.
October 25th, 2009.
Okay, so she was the next day. She was a
wow.
Sunday wedding
I
then,
believe,
because that was a
yeah.
Saturday wedding.
Yeah, Mary, there it is. That's fun. I tracked her down.
So you're on Facebook, but
That's
do you
cute.
guys run into this
UTMB?
problem?
Yeah.
I never see most of my friends' posts on Facebook. I rarely even look at
They
Facebook.
ban you or something?
No, it's just all I get is ads.
Yeah.
All I get is ads. Like, I mean, usually it's just I don't
Well, what
see
do you
a
mean
lot.
on your timeline?
I mean,
you
I can
scroll a
see them all,
timeline.
but I've got to take the trouble to go to their individual like page. It doesn't. The algorithm doesn't really spread out.
What you
all my
probably need to do
friends'
is like
posts.
search and look at a few times, and then maybe you'll get back like
Start getting back into rotation.
Yeah. Was this,
Well-
we talked to a mom that did that with their kid every week. They stuck on their phone and they put like happy stuff.
Oh, yes. That was a hack for parents who have young kids with phones. You go on their phones and you look up puppies and babies laughing and things like that to keep their algorithm in a positive spin. I thought it was a great idea, actually, because a lot of parents who have
kids are
given
like,
their kids a phone.
Yeah.
And some people give their kid a phone out of necessity more than desire, right? It's not like, okay, you get your phone now. You have to do it because of sports or divorce or pickup times or where you want your kid to have access to communication, but you're not really happy about everything else that comes along with the phone. So this mom said she every night, because she doesn't let her child have the phone in the room to charge, she goes through and she just starts looking up cutesy things. So the algorithm on her child's phone is always happy things.
Have you ever had this happen? I think it was maybe about 2 years ago. I wasn't on Facebook forever. Like, I just never really looked at it that much, and I got locked out of it because I couldn't remember. I had gotten a new phone, and I couldn't remember the password.
That's me right now.
Yeah,
got a new phone.
And then I just I don't even care. There's nothing on Facebook. All I do is argue with family members. So I stopped, and I just went to Instagram, and then eventually I reset the password and got on. I'm like, I didn't miss much. Facebook's boring.
I like the putting photos up. I don't do it that much anymore. I used to do it all the time, and then I get the time hop.
Yeah,
so I like that kind of just to see what my life.
Time hop's
cool.
fun.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Also
about that
can be
photo.
hurtful.
Who looks at no one really looks at your. I have like 25,000 photos on my phone. I don't look at those.
Actually, our one of our general managers we had in the past, Donna, texted me last night because she said her time hop was a picture of my husband Tassos holding our newborn second daughter, Eleni. And she goes, "This is my time hop today." And I was like, "Oh, that's so funny because her birthday's in September. I wonder why." But maybe it was a time hop portion of a post, because on October 24, I would imagine Tasso probably texted, Facebooked.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It's our wedding anniversary, and here's where we are now, or things like that. How it started, how it's going.
Yeah, but you get those then and now things. I never.
And actually, I think you hit something, Eric. We should make it into a topic because you said my wedding day reminds me you don't like your haircut. This texter says, "It's been 2 years since my wedding and I am still upset over the straps. I told the seamstress off the shoulder straps and she said cap sleeves. 2 years later, I am still upset." Like Eric, after 15 years. That's a funny topic. Like, what are you still mad about from your wedding day or a wedding you were in?
I'm perpetually pissed.
And you know what's funny? I just saw a text. Someone's like, Facebook is dying out. It's mainly older people now. But looking through the research and meetings
not
we've seen,
true.
it's not true at all. It's weird because we all think that, but it's.
No, my daughter's 20. She's 25.
They see the data
she
and it
watches that more than Insta.
Gets a lot of views and for all kinds of products out there.
You have more in-depth articles and videos.
I get more phone calls from my mom saying, "Why did your cousin in Australia send me this?" I go, "She didn't send it to you. It's on your timeline, and she just liked it."
I think you get
shows
more.
that she liked it.
Maybe a wider range from 25 to 75 or something. Maybe that's why.
What I get a lot, and my mother will
TikTok,
do
because
this.
us young people, we love TikTok.
I know you do.
Yeah.
But you got to watch out for your elders when they, are you friend requesting me? I thought we were already friends. I'm like, that's not me. You just got to watch out for your elders.
Speaking of anniversary, maybe tomorrow or sometime, because we're out of time, I saw this couple, and it has to do with a tattoo.
We can talk about 640.
Yeah, maybe throw it in there. I know we got some listener line too in there. Just a question.
Oh, because that's my gift to my husband. Don't ruin it. I'm going to get a tattoo of his face on my boob.
Oh, God.
Well, this person has a tattoo.
He doesn't know. That's the big surprise.
This person does that. I'm not a therapist, but I'm just curious what you guys would think, or maybe a therapist out there would think about this person I met.
We'll bring it up at 640. Okay, coming up next, we've seen the Friends house here in Houston. It made national news. It's an Airbnb Friends house. The whole thing is like a Friends theme. There's a Central Perk. There's the fountain, all the things. Now there's another Airbnb about a big movie. Would you want to sleep there? It's Halloween themed. We'll talk about that. Here's your weather for today.
Gorgeous day, sunshine, high of 87. Right now, 66 degrees and 6:13 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
Now, y'all ready?
This is Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
It is brought to you by Taquerias Arandas. Okay, so we talked about this a long time ago on Airbnb. There was a house somewhere in the Heights. Can't remember the exact, it was like, maybe like not really Heights. We call it Rice Military, somewhere over there.
Okay.
It looks like the Friends sets, like the living room.
Like on the inside, it's designed to replicate what the set looked like.
Right. So there's like a Central Perk. There's a Monica's apartment. All the colors, the little square yellow frame around the door, peephole.
Smells like urine. It's like, hey, it's just like New York.
I don't
The
think
fountain
so.
was a mural painted on the wall.
I'm sure you're saying the Friends smelled like urine.
No, not
When
the
I heard
Friends.
That's
why
I was
New
like,
York.
I'm glad you said
That's
New
by
York.
cigarettes. Cigarettes, I bet.
Yeah.
And that was an Airbnb at some point, and then it had gone up for sale. I looked it up. We talked about it, I think, a couple weeks ago. We looked it up. It was it's not on the market anymore. But that's kind of interesting. Somebody did that, and that made national news.
Still
Now
fun.
another Airbnb has made national news, but this one is in New Jersey. It is Beetlejuice. They have remade the Dietz home. It's been recreated. It even has an attic with the town model in it and an afterlife waiting room.
See, I'm wondering how they don't get sued for doing that. That's intellectual property, unless they got clearance from the studio. because I know
Good
there's a
point.
guy.
You can't
there's a
just
guy-
call it that. You got to
You
just say
can't.
it's us.
The Beetlejuice house.
It's like a
creepy
Halloween
house.
costume,
Yeah.
like political figure with wispy hair. You know,
Yeah.
you can't say.
Pop star.
Like, for instance, there is a set tour up in New York, the original Star Trek set, where you can go on the bridge of the Enterprise and everything. And at first, the guy was like, "Hey, you can't do this," and then he went in with Paramount
Oh, I got a piece.
and got it licensed. So I'm thinking like they would have to get some kind of licensing agreement.
Well, it says here you can book one of 10 available dates for free. And the reason it's free is because it's not an overnight stay of these 10 dates. It's a 3-hour-long visit to the Dietz home. This is in Hillsborough, New Jersey. It is hosted by the character Delia Dietz, who is Moira Rose, who is Catherine.
Catherine O'Hara.
O'Hara. Not her, but somebody's going to look like her from the afterlife. Her sculptures and her paintings are displayed throughout the home. You can visit the attic to see the Maitland's model of the town. And if you say Beetlejuice's name 3 times, you're going to find yourself in the afterlife, where you can visit the waiting room. And there will be an art class taught by Delia's assistant. The movie was filmed in Vermont. It was not filmed anywhere near this in New Jersey, but this is just something else they're running with. And I don't know how many people saw the original Beetlejuice. I mean, I remember watching it. When you're on an airplane, you're like, well, what is there to watch here? I remember Beetlejuice was one of the choices, and I was like, well, I guess I'll just go for that.
You
I
watched
haven't
the
seen
old
it in so many
movies?
years. I saw the old Beetlejuice
Or back when you
maybe
were a
a
kid?
year ago.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I saw it when I was a kid, but I hadn't seen it since I was a kid. And about a year ago, I think maybe 2 years ago, I was on a flight, and Beetlejuice for some reason was being offered. I go, gosh, I haven't seen this forever. Let me see how it still hits.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't feel the same. But, it is about this couple who dies, and they're just stuck in their house. And then the house goes up for sale. And then this crazy couple from New York that needs a break buys it, and they redo the whole thing. And their daughter, who's all emo, goes and meets the
Winona
ghost.
Ryder.
I never seen. Didn't they make a cartoon of it?
I think so.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is Gina Davis and Alec Baldwin can't get the Dietz family out of the house. They don't want them in there because they're changing everything. And so they rised up Beetlejuice to really scare them out of the house. And then they've opened up a whole can of
Realized
worms
they made a
because
mistake.
you should not be resurrecting Beetlejuice. He's
That
bad
sounds
news.
like that Nicole Kidman movie.
Which one?
Was it The Others or something? Wasn't she like a ghost?
I don't know what the hook of that
But
was.
I
But I remember she was in a
I
scary
never
movie.
saw
And
that.
I don't do scary movies.
What was that? Or was that the hook?
Somebody needs to text us at
Actually dead.
37530. That was Sixth Sense.
It was kind of like that though. But she was
Spoiler.
like, but she was like living. The family was living in the house, and they thought they heard people. But they were the ghosts or something.
Somebody text
Was
us
that
at
one?
37530 about the others, because I do remember
Was
there
it
was
The
some
Others?
twist. I think it was called that, yeah. But I don't watch scary movies.
Yeah,
I won't do it. I was telling Eric
Sounds
off
good.
the air that my husband last night when I got home after the kids' sports, he was on his laptop watching the making of the most recent Michael Myers movie, Halloween. Which one?
I think it's
Ends?
Halloween Ends.
Yeah, that was like already 2 years old. I feel like because a guy he went to high school with is the director of that, who also directed Pineapple Express and all this stuff. And I was like,
Pineapple Express?
why are you
Wow.
watching these scary movies? He's like, no, it's like the making of. And I don't like to watch scary movies, but if you saw Halloween Ends, there's some pretty gory deaths in that. And
David Gordon Green.
that's him, right? That's him. And just the way they did the special effects of like Michael Myers like squishing somebody's head together to get the eyeballs to pop out is so gross when you're watching the scenes.
Oh, they did that in
But they're
Friday the 13th.
They're showing that in the
third
behind
one.
the scenes, like, oh yeah, that's gonna be great, man. This is a savage. Because it's so funny when I was 12 years old at my school, they would do a fall fair every year, and the fall fair had a haunted house, and the pipe band and the dancers were like the committee for the haunted house. So you had to get real creative with how you're gonna do this haunted house, and it was garbage bag walls. You would duct tape these garbage bag thick textured plastic walls up and down to make the corridor of the haunted house. And I remember really getting into like the behind the scenes of scary things. And I was like, okay, well, I'm not scared of it now because I know how it works.
Right.
And then that same year, later in my school year, somebody that went to the school was related to somebody who lives in Hollywood and does Hollywood scary makeup. And so after school, they had offered for free if you wanted to just sit in on a class and listen to him talk about how he does that. I remember he showed slides of Friday the 13th with Kevin Bacon in the bunk bed of the Camp Crystal Lake with like, I guess a machete goes through his chest
Yeah,
at
he
some
gets
point.
skewered. Yeah.
And shows how and this guy was the one that was on the team that did that. So I remember as like a 7th grader, I was like, oh my God, that is. And you'd think I would not be scared of scary movies, but I'm still terrified. It grosses me out. But I do like to watch the behind the scenes of stuff. Like, Eric, your cousin is a set guy for all these big shows and
Yeah, he
all
did,
these big award shows.
Mad Men and
So imagine if
right
you
now
had
he's
your
doing
cousin come
Matlab.
to your daughter's school to talk about whatever.
He's
and then
doing
all these
Matlock?
kids are just like, wow, this is so awesome.
Yeah, he did a bunch in Toronto, like I Am Sam. Remember that? What was that one? And then he had to take that from that whole set in Toronto. They had a budget,
They repurposed it.
and they changed
Was that
it
with
to-
Sean Penn? I Am Sam?
Yeah.
I'm Nurse Sam or Dr. Sam or something.
Oh,
it was the one
okay.
with the girl from Sophia Bush from
One Tree Hill?
One Tree Hill, that girl.
Oh, like it was a TV
TV
series.
series.
Not a
Then-
movie. Okay.
And then you had to tear that up. They said, here's your budget. You get like $2 million. You got to take it from a hospital and change it into a magazine place. It was the one with the girl that was in, oh my God, Sex and the City. What the hell is that?
Sarah
girl?
Jessica?
No,
Kim
the-
Cattrall?
Cynthia
Yeah,
Nitch?
Kim Cattrall.
Okay,
I
what
went to
movie was
Netflix
that?
last year.
I don't
It
know.
was like a one-season one.
I know what
Well,
you're
saw
talking
that.
about,
What
but I
was it?
can't remember the name of it.
It was like it was a modeling agency or
Yes,
something.
yes.
So he had
Okay.
changed that and make it into that whole modeling agency and stuff.
With a $2 million
It's amazing
budget.
how they repurpose
That sounds like a lot of money.
sets. I mean, people
But
don't
they changed
realize
that set, but they like, we already have this property. This is what
Make
you
it
got.
this.
how
now.
can we turn it into this? Like, for instance, the hall lockers and everything from Saved by the Bell are the same hall lockers from Drake and Josh, iCarly to a
Same
million different
steps.
shows. They literally are. They just paint
By
it
the
and
way-
rearrange the sets.
Your friend Roula, you
Yeah.
must be good friends with that crew from like Jonah Hill and all those guys.
Yeah.
because he's done Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, that's
He
him?
produces on that.
Oh, wow.
Eastbound and Down. So
Oh, I love that show.
what's his name? What's the main guy?
Danny McBride.
Yeah, he must be good friends
Oh,
with
that's
that guy.
right. That's what Tasso said last night. My husband Tasso's went to high
probably met
school
him.
with this director, and he said, yeah, he's really good friends with Danny McBride because Danny McBride was he in Halloween Ends because he was in this behind the scenes of how they did all the makeup and the
Yeah,
stabbing
they
of
must
the
be like
face
best
and
buddies
stuff.
because he does all of his stuff for him, produces it.
Well,
and
that's
stuff.
interesting.
That's how Hollywood works. It's who you know. Like,
Well,
once
it's
you
like your
get
friends,
in,
basically. Didn't Adam Sandler teach us that? Adam Sandler just employs all his friends in
100%.
his movies.
Smart.
That's how his friends have jobs and money.
100%.
I guess he was a
Let's put you
producer.
in this.
He produced Halloween and Halloween Kills.
Okay.
Okay. What's
So
his
he-
name again?
Was it? Oh my God, just went away.
Three names.
I
Something.
thought Halloween Kills was the Rob Zombie one.
David Gordon Green.
David
Correct.
Gordon Green.
He's a
Okay.
Dallas kid. And Eric was on vacation in Cabo, guys. And you start talking to people on vacation. And then you met some people that went to high school with my husband.
Oh yeah, it was so weird because they said
Small
they were just
world.
talking about Napa or something. She goes, "Oh, I love that place." I'm like, "Oh, where the hell did you come from? When did you listen to our conversation for?" But she's not, then she's like, "Oh, I'm from Dallas and Seattle." And I went, "Oh, because I used to work in Dallas." Mm-hmm. Most people know Kid Craddock, so I
Yes.
figured she would know that show. And then she said she went to Richardson High School. I'm like, "Hey, I think that's where Tassos went to high school." And she goes, "Yeah." I go, "Div, do you know that song Jeremy spoke about Pearl Jam? That was in
Yeah.
his. That happened at his school." She goes, "Yes, I was there."
Yeah, people that don't
They
know
went
that
to school
6
with
o'clockers.
his brother. I'm like, what a small world to be in Cabo.
Yeah.
To be in Cabo and meet
These people
somebody
live
from
in
my
Seattle,
husband's past.
but this girl New York.
Grew up with my husband. For those that haven't heard that story in a nutshell, the song Jeremy by Pearl Jam was written about a boy who in pre-Columbine years, we had never heard of a school shooting. And we're very lucky that Jeremy Dale, I believe is how I say his last
He
name,
stood up in class.
did not turn the gun on his classmates or his teacher, but he stood up in class and he pointed the gun at the classmates and the teacher and then turned it on himself. And my husband was in that class. And so that Pearl Jam wrote that song about
How
Jeremy.
horrific.
They saw
And
the
so that's what that
article.
girl was telling you in Cabo about
Yeah.
that was a big deal in their school.
It's like pretty much anyone from Richardson.
They know that story. Isn't that crazy?
Knows that.
Jeremy spoken. All right, coming up next, we're going to tackle something else that Eric noticed on
a couple
vacation.
things. I know we have some lister lines to play, but then I had a question. Maybe if you're a therapist out there, you could
Give us some free advice.
figure out what would this mean. I'd like to get you guys' opinion because we've been doing the show a long time. We hear a lot of stories.
Okay.
Basically, we met this couple at the bar in the pool. She was like an 8. He was like a 4 or a 3. But he had a
I can
tattoo
relate.
on his chest. Like not in the middle, but to the left. I guess maybe above his
Over the heart?
maybe.
Uh-huh.
And it was a picture. It was her. It was a photo of
He tattooed
Like a
his
portrait?
mate.
Of her?
a portrait of her,
Like a bust, like, like her
On
head and her
his
shoulders, or
tattoo.
like her whole body was tattooed on over his heart.
I'd say her head, and then her
It's pretty big.
cleavage, and then her name as well.
Would you say it covers
Wow.
like a quarter of his chest?
Because she's an 8 and he's a 4. If you're a therapist, would you say the guy did this because
Insecure?
he's insecure and he's trying to say, "Look at me, don't ever leave
insecurity
me,"
tattoo.
like hoping she'll never dump me or leave me?
Oh,
Because
I can't leave
did
him
this.
now. He's got my face on his
I'm
chest.
just curious what someone like if what would you guys think? Text us 37530, and I want to hear Roula and Ryan and Sam's opinion. And if you're an 8 and he's a 4, and the 4 got a tattoo of you,
on the
I mean,
chest.
I know you want to show that you love them, but I'm thinking
He's beautifying
you're doing it a
himself.
little desperate because you're.
Hey, and
a
if you want
4.
to tell us more about it, you can always call us too, 833-390-KRVE.
That's my theory.
Let's see what the answer is next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
104.1 KRVE.
Back to Roula and Ryan.
Okay, my friends, let
What do
me
you wanna-
go straight to these texts, Ryan. I'm going straight to the
You
text
wanna-
at 37530. Let me just go straight to the text.
Okay.
Eric just brought up that in Cabo on vacation.
It's Saturday, and I met this couple. Where are they from? Somewhere, not Portland or Seattle, somewhere up northwest.
Okay.
They were talking about how they're granola and stuff, but she was really pretty.
Okay.
Like, even my wife was like, wow, she's really pretty. Then when he came over, I'm like, they're married? They didn't look it. And then he had a water shirt, so he didn't notice anything. The next day, he didn't have the water shirt on, and he had a photo of her. So it's like you're talking to
tattoo.
him. and
Photo
you see-
quality tattoo.
And,
They're called portraits.
and I was just wondering, like,
Portrait.
what would, if you're a therapist out there, what does that mean? Because this guy was not,
Because you said he was a 4 and the wife is like an 8.
yeah, even my wife was like, yeah.
And
he's
he has
way-
her on his chest over his heart.
And I thought this is a good move for the guy because it's a way for him to always, like, maybe she will take pity on him and not dump him someday.
Take
well,
pity.
somebody
Like,
texted.
okay, well, you
God.
put my face on there.
You think it's insecurity?
Yeah.
Well, the first text we got from
But I
a
bet I
therapist
hung out with
was,
him for like
as
4
a
hours.
therapist, I wonder why Eric goes there in his head. Why is he thinking that way?
How often do you see somebody that you're talking to in a pool?
With a portrait of their wife who's sitting right next to them
Yeah.
on their chest.
Because most people, you'll never see them with their
Together.
shirts off.
I mean,
Yes,
to each
exactly.
their own.
No,
Hold on,
that's
here, let
fine.
me read
I'm
this
just-
text.
I'm
Their
just curious.
text is, Ryan and Eric should take some notes, y'all. They're two of the 3 of them. Y'all are 2s and 3s. And y'all's wives and fiancés are 8s and 9s. Time for y'all to go out and get tatted up. Ha ha ha.
I know.
Yeah,
Look,
I'll take a 3.
I'm okay with that. When we go out, nobody's looking at me anyhow. They're just looking at her. She's gorgeous. So I don't care.
I don't take offense.
Nope.
I'm not getting.
I'm the one
getting her,
So-
I'm not getting
I'm
her
the one
tattoo
she
on my
chooses,
face.
so I'm the lucky one.
For
I don't
the
care.
therapist that texted us about how they're more interested to know the reason that Eric's mind even went there to start with, please tell us also the answer to what is behind that in your opinion, professional opinion, when someone puts the portrait of their mate on their chest over their heart. Is it an insecurity move? Is it a deep devotion move? Like, I'm so loyal to you and I love you and I adore you that I want you on me all the time? Or is there something underneath that?
I guess you look in the mirror every time and you see that. And it's,
I mean, if
oh,
it
and then
makes
maybe that's
him
why the
happy.
guy did that, because it was by his heart, so he could tell her that too.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm saying. It was over his heart.
You're always on my heart.
If that makes you happy,
Always
that's
in
fine.
my
I'm not
heart.
gonna knock
Always
you.
in my
I just-
heart.
I wish I recorded this guy because this guy was a character. I'm like, I mean, his personality was like a 6.
Oh, really?
So, like, he's.
That's how he got his 8 wife.
You rank
Yeah.
personalities?
I mean, his personality is way better than his looks.
Oh,
I could tell. Like,
Somebody,
that's probably how
Somebody's asking this question.
the guy for 4 hours.
Yeah, what if the guy was like a 9 or a 10 and had that huge tattoo?
No, then he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't have done that. If he was a
wouldn't
9 or 10, I'm with you on that,
Oh,
Eric.
man. You
don't
Like, if
think
that guy
so?
was like really good looking, he would not have done that because
No.
he's going to be more into his own looks and he doesn't want to dirty up his body with a
Yeah.
tattoo on his
People
chest.
are already
It's not
texting.
dirtying up your body.
Well, he
with
wants his
tattoo.
pecs showing.
He wants his
body.
pecs.
And
Sand.
Dirtying
A lot
up
of
your
dudes
body.
that
What a
are
way to put
fit,
that.
that are 10s have tattoos.
But when you
and
see
chest
these
tattoos.
muscly guys that are all oiled up and everything,
They've got like
A lot of
tribal
them have
things
tattoos.
Especially
on
if it's a
their
guy.
arms and.
If you're with somebody that's like 20
Shoulders.
years younger, they weren't the same age. So if
Well,
you're,
this texter thinks that she married for money. Do you think that after talking to them for 4
Yeah.
hours in the pool drunk?
yeah, because this place is
If
expensive.
she married for money,
Combo's
don't you think she
expensive.
should have his face tattooed on her?
But
so
she's
that he
using her
doesn't
looks.
leave in?
But she's using her looks. If we're gonna go ahead and just totally shallow out this couple, he's not as cute as her. She's hot. He's got to be rich to get a girl like that. And then he's so
She didn't
insecure.
do-
He put her face on his chest.
She's just she's had like part time. What did she do? I forget.
Anyway, what's funny is Eric always makes vacation friends.
Yeah.
And then he thinks he's actually going to be friends with them when they leave
These I did
vacation.
that-
They're never going to talk to each other.
That
again.
tattoo thing was a little weird. So I'm like, we're friends. Like, talk for 4 hours and say hi.
Well, the funny thing is, you saw him the day before at the pool wearing like the
water
rash
shirt.
guard, and then the next day he's not wearing the rash guard, and you see that giant tattoo on his chest.
I just figured I didn't know what you guys thought. What do you guys think? If you're like,
It's
I
definitely
mean,
not
it's
my
their
flavor.
business.
no, but what do you think? Though? Do you think he's doing it because of just love? Or do you think it's a great genius move when you're not as good looking as that person? You want to keep
Well,
them,
I would like,
especially if they're like
if I
15
knew
years, 20 years
the
old. younger.
background, Eric, of how the tattoo came to be. Like, did he discuss this with his wife and say, "Baby, I'm going to get a tattoo of you on my heart"? Or did he just show up one
and
day
just
and
surprised
say,
her?
"Look what I did for
Oh,
you"?
Valentine's Day.
If it was a "look what I did for you," I'd be like, "Oh, maybe he's a little insecure."
Yeah.
But if it's "I'm going to get this on you," she goes, "Yeah, that'd be great, baby. I'd love to look at myself when we're together."
And I didn't ask him. Just pretend like it was normal.
Think about it. When they're together, she's looking at herself.
Oh, yeah. It's like a mirror.
Right?
Instead of a mirror on the
I
ceiling,
don't
it's a
think
mirror
I'd-
there.
I wouldn't want to see my own face on my
I didn't think
mate.
about that. Someone said that their husband had them tattooed on their chest and he still cheated.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah. I wonder
Nice.
if did he cover it up? Can you text us back?
Well, the girl that's cheating with him has to wonder, hey, who's that girl on your
Put a little
chest?
duct tape
Yeah.
over her eyes on
Oh
the
my
tat.
gosh.
That is so weird. Somebody said, hopefully that guy never has to have open heart surgery. Then they're going to have to cut her in half.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God.
Who thinks like that?
That's
Somebody
weird
who
in
probably
mine.
works in the
That
OR.
was dark.
Oh, man.
That's their job. I guess they know.
Wow.
Somebody said a tattoo is painful and permanent. That was devotion and nothing else. It was not insecurity in that.
I'm not going to
texter's-
knock the guy. I mean,
not
I think
texter's opinion.
if that's how he wants to express love, everybody's got their own love language. That's his.
This
Yeah.
person said, I got a tattoo of my husband's name over my chest because they wouldn't do a Tasmanian devil. Yes, I might have been a little bit tipsy. I thought you can't get tattooed when you're drunk. But I
Oh,
guess
but
some
they do.
You're not
places will do it.
supposed
They're
just
to.
supposed
pay
to, but they
enough.
do.
Another
You're not
person
supposed to
thinks
drink
deep
under the age of
devotion.
21. Ooh, does anybody ever do that?
Yeah.
Good point.
This person said therapeutically he's trying to secure her for many reasons. Namely, 1, insecurity. Number 2, control. Number 3, protection.
Oh, wait. He's controlling her by
That's
putting
what
a
one
tattoo?
person says. Another person says it's a form of insecurity, lack of maturity, and lack of emotional intelligence. Man, people are tearing this guy apart. Oh, gosh.
I wish I asked him. I just
That's what
looked at
someone
the
said.
tattoo.
Well, how would
But if
you
a
have
guy's
asked them?
hearing
What was
this-
the what would have been the question? Hey, why do you have that portrait on
Or
you?
you could have said, wow, that's a pretty
your
detailed
motivation?
tattoo. How'd you get that done? Or
Yeah.
how much did that cost you?
Why'd you get
I don't
that
know.
done?
Something drunk people say when you're at the pool on vacation.
Sam, you've done tattoos, and you've seen that tattoo. That's got to be an expensive tattoo, right?
Probably.
Like, I mean, that looks like it's something that would have taken, like, what, 8, 10
Right.
hours?
I don't know.
I don't know how long it would
'Cause,
take, but
I mean, Eric tried to take a snap, but it's like it
it's
wasn't
all
really
blurry. You
close.
can't see it.
Oh.
One person thinks on
It's
text.
this big. How big would that be? Like a
Well,
twice
if
the
it's
si-
over the chest,
like a piece of bread
okay.
and maybe almost
Like
two
a
pieces
piece
of bread.
of Wonder Bread or a pepper sponge
like
piece
the
of bread.
dimension-
What bread
It's
are
like-
we doing now? Are we
Yeah,
doing
which
tops
bread?
of
It's like the
bread?
diameter of
bread.
2 pieces of bread on his chest.
Two
Killer
regular-
Dave's
two
bread?
white
Which
pieces
bread?
of bread. Like
Yeah.
white,
That's how big her
Yeah.
face was on his chest.
Yeah.
One person, I love
least
how the
it's a good
texters are
tattoo.
are analyzing this relationship of two people we've
man.
never seen in Cabo. One person said he probably got that done because he cheated on her and he had to prove his love.
Oh,
I
God.
bet he should have got it down lower.
Let's go to Lee on the line
Down
at
lower.
833-390-KRVE. If you're just joining us here for our conversation, Eric was in Cabo over the weekend with friends celebrating a birthday. He met a couple at the pool bar. The man was wearing a rash guard the first day he saw him, so he was wearing a swim shirt. The second day he saw him, bare chest, there's the tattoo of the woman that he's with on his chest, a portrait tattoo.
She was an 8. He was a 4.
Insecurity, devotion, a cheat, makeup, what is it? Hi, Lee, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
What do you think?
Well, okay, well, you got to look at the whole package. When you think about William Dafoe, he's not the best looking guy, but he's known for having the biggest penis in the business.
Okay. God,
And
I did
then,
not
you
think you
know-
were going there.
I didn't see that.
I
coming.
did not know you were
you
going
know,
there.
you look at this, you look at his tattoo, and you're like, why does he have a tattoo? Well, he wants to keep this girl, but we don't know. Maybe this guy comes from money, and he's probably,
Oh, he had money.
you know, he's got the money, he's got the penis. Let's go.
Oh my God!
And he's getting the portrait
She's
on
using
her.
the actual word. It's fine.
I
He
don't even
doesn't
know.
know
Yes.
What's the
what
point?
tattoos
So,
to
Lee,
get.
you-
See,
So we,
I don't understand.
I don't know
It's
what her
fine.
point is.
Okay. Well,
she's just saying that
that took a
there is a
turn.
lot
She's
of
fixated
different
on something.
things.
I learned something about William Dafoe and Arnold Palmer this week.
Yeah,
I'm learning
I
a lot
know.
about guys.
Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
The lemonade drink, lemonade and iced tea.
right.
There's more to that now.
Yeah, apparently.
KRV's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
Oh, my God. How do I recover
Oh,
from
you guys
that?
make me laugh.
Okay.
Bottom line
so-
is, don't get a portrait tattoo, I guess, on your chest, or people will judge you in cities you don't even know on the radio.
I know. I should have told him to listen to our show.
Poor guy.
Hey, here's how you download our app so you can hear us sometime. And then he tunes in. He goes, "Hey, they're talking about my chest tattoo."
I did
thought
not
he was
mention
my
it to him.
friend. He's saying I'm insecure.
I'm not friends with this guy.
All right, a Houston resident, the oldest living person in the United States of America, passed away yesterday at the age of 115. Elizabeth Francis was the third oldest living person in the world, the 54th oldest person to ever exist. She lived, listen to this, she lived through 2 world wars, the civil rights movement, moon landing. Think about how much the world changed during her time on Earth. I mean, when she was a little girl, there was no airplanes, there weren't cars, There wasn't internet. There wasn't anything.
Went through the 2 plagues, right?
Yeah, both of them.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's right. Because then the coronavirus.
Because she was born in 1909, so the Spanish flu was 1917. That was the first pandemic. Then we had COVID in 2020.
What an amazing story, though.
I know what I would do because, like, I'm planning to leave this earth with no money.
You want to burn through it all.
And I'm not planning to live 115. I'm like, okay, if I can make it to 89, that's all good.
It's all good.
$1 left.
You better buy some dirt. Let that appreciate.
It's
Hopefully
like
it carries you till you're 115.
You always wanted that sequel to Brewster's Millions.
Brewster's Billions.
Eric's Billions.
Thousands.
That'd be hundreds for me. All right. The Rockets started their season with a 110-105 loss to the Hornets.
Yeah, Eric was excited because he thought they were winning by 18 when he went to bed.
No, I was. Halftime, we're up by 18. And then I'm like, all right. Because I was out and about, and I sat down. Let's see these guys kick some butt. Yeah, it was, all the people on Twitter.
It's just the first game, people.
People acting like same crap as last. This team's trash.
It's one game.
Just the first game.
It's one game, and look at the Astros. They sucked the first 6 weeks,
and we won the AL West.
Yeah, so just.
But then we didn't do anything.
Then we lost right away.
That's okay.
It'll be all right. It'll be all right.
You know what I still like about that? Nobody cares that the Yankees are in the World Series because they didn't have to go through the Astros to get there, so it doesn't count.
Nobody cares.
We are their Michael Jordan.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Well, the Astros weren't in the playoffs, so that's why y'all made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming up next, Roula and Ryan's Roses. Are you questioning the behavior of your mate in your relationship? Do you worry that maybe your mate might be cheating on you? That's why you come to us for Roula and Ryan's Roses. We're going to help out somebody else next on KRBE.